Do this with me, everyone. Calm your head, calm your heart, and calm your hands as you slowly breathe in and out. In and out.
Let's enter God's story together. Here's the story symbol for the part of God's story that we'll be spending time in today. I wonder what clues it gives us about the story we're about to hear. Listen closely as we read the story together to see which story our symbol represents. In Joppa, there was a disciple named Tabitha. In Greek, her name is Dorcas. She was always doing good and helping the poor. Our story begins with this introduction to a woman named Tabitha, who shared the good news of Jesus by caring for those around her. One day, Tabitha became very sick. Her friends gathered to be with her. They hoped that she would soon be well. But instead, she became even sicker. Soon, it was too late to look for help from anyone. Tabitha died. Carefully, Tabitha's friends washed her body and laid it gently on a bed in an upstairs room. Although her friends could do nothing more to help her, they stayed at Tabitha's house to cry together. They missed her already. They talked about their friend and remembered how loving and cheerful she had been. They showed each other the wonderful clothing that Tabitha had sewn for them, and they remembered how she used every day to do kind things for others. Hearing that Peter was near Tabitha's home, her friends sent 2 men to him and asked him to come to them as soon as possible. Tabitha's house was filled with friends when Peter got there. I wonder how Peter felt when he saw the sad faces of Tabitha's friends. Peter felt the sadness all around him as people told him about Tabitha, how sick she had been, how at last she had died, how much they missed her already. As they wiped their teary faces, the people in the house took Peter up the stairs to the room where she lay. The friends showed Peter the colorful clothes Tabitha had made for them. When Peter saw their sad faces and looked at the clothes from Tabitha, he could see that she had been a wonderful friend, someone who did kind and loving things for people around her. But more than that, Peter knew that Tabitha belonged to Jesus. Peter could tell that her loving heart and kind ways had come from loving Jesus. Peter asked Tabitha's friends to please leave the room. He closed the door behind him. Then Peter quietly got on his knees and began to pray to Jesus. I wonder what Peter prayed to Jesus. Peter stood beside the bed and looked at Tabitha. And then he spoke to her as if she were alive, as if she were listening. Tabitha, get up. and Tabitha opened her eyes and sat up. She was alive. Jesus had made Tabitha alive again. Peter held out his hand and helped her out of the bed. I wonder if anyone there thought Jesus was powerful enough to make Tabitha live again. Are you surprised that Jesus is so powerful? What a wonderful surprise! When Peter called Tabitha's friends to come, they could hardly believe what they were seeing. Their friend was alive, just the way they remembered her. Can you imagine how excited Tabitha's friends must have been to see her alive again? But the wonderful surprise didn't come from Peter. It was a miracle from Jesus. Only Jesus could bring Tabitha back to life again. The good news spread everywhere. Tabitha was alive again. Jesus had given life back to Tabitha. Her friends told the amazing story to anyone who would listen. And many people knew that Jesus had the power to do amazing things. And from that very day, many people wanted to belong to Jesus and live for him, just like Tabitha did.
Thank you for people who help others. Thank you for nurses, doctors, moms, dads, teachers, grocery store workers, pharmacists, scientists, pastors, friends, and everyone who shines your light. We ask that you provide the strength and energy these people need daily. And God, could you please show us all how we can be your servants and light so that we will have hearts that want to help others too. Amen.
Now it's your turn to respond to the story. Select and do one or more of the response activities from God's Big Story card number 150. Or check out 5 ways to retell a Bible story with kids for some fun ways to retell this story. For an easy extra this week, give each child a copy of the story pictures. Have them color them and cut them apart. Once everyone has their pictures in order, staple the left side to create a book. Encourage your child to share the story with an extended family member. Make a Zoom call and allow your child to tell your family about the wonderful power Jesus has over death. That's it for this week. Have fun shining at home. We'll see you later.